Hey you guys, I hope you're all doing okay. Happy Tuesday. Happy Free Coffee Tuesday for Wawa. I appreciate that shit so much. Woo. So, the seven deadly sins is something I came across my path last night. And as I was, we don't really hear a lot about them because they weren't in the Bible. But then I remembered them. Confirmation, the movie Seven, and I was like reading about them, and I'm looking, glutton and envy and wrath and sloth and all that shit, and I'm like, damn, like this is the makeup of a narcissist. The sociopath, the one that shows psychopathy and Machiavellism, and they have that dark triad. Look up the dark triad. It's like the combination of narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. There's sociopath and there's psychopath and there's all kinds of paths. Then there's the righteous path, which is much more difficult, no doubt, but so rewarding. It's so much more rewarding. So yeah, it's like they are envious. Envy and pride is basically the catalyst for all the other sins, and they're jealous, they're envious, they're lazy, they overdo everything, they're gluttonous, they overdo food, they overeat, they overdrink, they overdo drugs. Wrath is like their narcissistic rage. I don't know if you've ever experienced narcissistic rage, but if you're just an average individual and you don't have that armor of God on, and you have fear, it's fearful. It's scary. I seen it a few times, and I literally stepped right to it because that was at the point where I was in my awakening, where I realized I was sent here to destroy these people, and I know who my boss is, and I'm gonna make him proud. So it's really scary, though, when you think about the makeup of a narcissist, and they embody every single one of them. The vanity. Oh, shit, the vanity. The I love myself, I am my own God. That's another problem with these individuals, is that they believe they are God, and most of them don't believe in God until they're forced to. Like the ones who are in my life are forced to believe in him now. My ex, who was a narcissist, who almost destroyed my life and other people and everyone he came in contact with, got out of prison, because this is what I was attracting at the time. 6 years ago, I was attracting criminals and narcissists and addicts and all that other shit. So, that's who he was. And he wound up going to prison because one of his friends, this is another thing about narcissists, ratted him out. They always save their own ass. They don't know how to sacrifice anything. Other people, they try, but so he passed away. I got a message. He got out of prison, and a mutual acquaintance of ours messaged me and told me that he got out of prison. I already knew what his future was going to be like, because I'm telling you, learn about this disorder and you pretty much know their future or lack of it, and you know their next 5 steps, and you know their get down, and they can't manipulate anymore. And this is why, excuse me, they run like roaches. The dark can't stand the light. That's why when you turn on the light, roaches run. The dark cannot stand the light. So he messaged me on Facebook and then called me through Messenger, and I know that was a test from the universe saying, are you going to go back to bullshit? Are you even going to let these people in your life anymore? Because you see how they betrayed you, they talked shit on you, they tried to get you they tried to set your ass up for certain shit. Or are you going to let them get this karma? See, narcissists will get clean when they're forced to go to jail or prison, or like a mental institution and shit. Empaths, when we get clean, we do it because we want to. It's not forced. We're finished and we had enough, right? But they'll come out, yeah, I'm clean, I'm doing good. It's because you were forced to. You were locked up, which is why. And this is my point proven. I got a message last night. I never responded to his because I knew that he had to get karma. And I'm pretty sure that this individual that I've been speaking about on here knows that he passed away. And I know that he's afraid because, it's coming for him as well. He was worse than this person. You know, he was the worst kind of individual I've ever met. And hit it well, though. You know, I got to give it to you. You hit it well. But, you know, I pulled his mask off. I actually exposed him for being a narcissist. And they say not to do that because then, you know, then they try to kill you. You know, and that failed as well. But I didn't care because I don't have any fear. And I was like, I'm going to expose him. But the people that I exposed him to in that immediate circle, they didn't really listen. And now their lives are being torn apart. I'm pretty sure that they wish they had listened to me now. But he passed away last night, this person I dated. I got a message from a mutual acquaintance saying that he passed away. And I had already known he was going to pass away. I didn't state this out loud, you know. I just know how it ends for them. They always die alone, and they always die suddenly. I don't know what it is. I had asked him, and he said probably overdose. And I knew that when he got out, he wasn't going to be able to stay clean because narcissists don't know how to get their shit together. They don't know how to do it. You could have the most amazing empath in your life, and you're still not going to make an impact on these people. So there are people out there now who are getting karma, and sometimes some of them are going to be paying with their life for the way that they treated the light workers that the universe sent to change this planet. It is such a big deal when you fuck with light workers who were sent here to save this planet. But we don't have to sit there and say, do you know that I was sent here to save the planet and you're supposed to be nice to me? That wouldn't be testing someone's genuine character. If I told everybody that I had a YouTube channel where I exposed narcissists, they would all treat me differently. If everybody knew that I have no problem saying some shit and throwing people under the bus right in front of everybody, they wouldn't want to be around me, you know? So I knew he was going to die. I knew that his time was going to be short because I learned about this disorder. There was a girl outside, off that topic, right? I told you that you all are being put through certain situations specifically because you're going to be placed wherever the universe wants you to help out in whatever you're experiencing now so that you can actually heal people or help from personal experience and not because you went to school and read a textbook and think that you can heal people with prescriptions and just writing prescriptions, and right? We need actually real healers, right? So mine specifically was narcissistic men who try to overpower, put their hands on, yell at, you know, just disrespect women. Failed, but attempted to. And an addiction. You know, I got clean miraculously off of so many things in such a short amount of time that it's supernatural, and that's the only way I can describe it. So my boyfriend went to the store the other day and he came back and he said, there's a female outside and she's holding a sign and she, you know, saying, you know, help me and this, that, or the other. Now he told me this because he knows the kind of person that I am. He knows that I can't walk past somebody, and if I have something to help them, which is what we're all supposed to be doing, is not looking at somebody as if it can't be you. Because God will force it to be you. The universe will force you into a situation so that you can see this shit doesn't discriminate, okay? So I went back and I grabbed some money and I went back and I talked to her and I just looked at her. I could see that she was dope sick because I used to be dope sick. I didn't do heroin, but sick is sick. You know what I mean? Addiction is addiction. Whether you take a couple pills a day for 30 years like some people in my family did but didn't want to admit that they were addicts because they worked at the doctor's office and could actually write them out themselves if they wanted to, so they never actually had to experience the lack of, right? It don't matter. Addiction is addiction. And I could see it in her face. Now, I have so many Suboxone left over that I don't need. And I was going to throw them out. But I kept them because I had a feeling that I was going to be put in the path of people who were down and out and may need them. And there's nobody that I know that is going to just give them up without something, because that American greed is rough. Right? So I went over and I said, are you sick? And she just looked at me like she didn't want to answer. I said, I'm not judging you. The reason that I'm asking you is because I was there and I actually have something that will help you if you need it, and I don't want anything for it. The look on her face was almost as if, and I understand, like she she didn't believe me. People say shit like this and then they'll never come back. It's like, I've experienced that shit. Nobody really wants to help if they're not getting anything in return anymore. And I'm not that person. This is why, I had an amazing blessing after that day. I just, God never ceased to amaze me. Because a lot of people say his name, but they don't really walk the walk. And I came back here, I gave her cash, and then I came back here and I just dumped a handful of them, maybe 20 of them, in my hand and went back over there. She was on the phone. She came from Trenton, which is rough, but she was originally from North Carolina. So, everybody's got a story to tell. Everybody has a story, but we have a story for a reason. Your story becomes your testimony. Your story doesn't just end where it's at. If you allow the universe and you allow God, your story will be a victory like mine is. And you'll be able to also teach your enemies what it's like and how it is to be a good person, and how your life can be when you're not full of hate and despise and just manipulation. He'll show you. This is what happens when you don't just say my name and then act another way. Don't say my name and steal. Don't say my name and hide food from people thinking you won't be hungry one day, big boy. You know what I mean? Like, don't treat people like shit and then utter my name. Just don't fucking do it. So I went over, gave them to her, and I told her, I said, listen, if I ever see you out here again, I will help you in any way that I can. I promise you that. And I knew that the universe was putting me through certain circumstances and situations with certain types of disorders, personality disorders, and what have you, so that I am now well equipped to be compassionate the way he expects us to be for somebody else and what they're going through, and not to look at them like people were walking past her and they were giving her looks. And I said out loud, do you see these pieces of shit walking past you? They're going to get karma for walking past you. Greed to me is also having money in your pocket and walking past someone who's hungry and not helping out in some way, right? Don't ever think that someone else's situation can't be yours. Don't ever think that, because the second you do, you might just get a surprise. I love you guys. Rest in peace, Dave. I know that you wanted to be a good person, but you probably went right back to the scumbags who tried to take you down and stab you in your back. Narcissists don't change. I love you.